here. I'm Merrison from CellarHand. I'm here with Will Byron. It's a bit breezy actually, the wind's picking up. Hopefully you can hear us okay, because we're just tasting through a couple of Will's 2021 new releases. We've got the Chardonnay in the glass here. Will, I know with Onannon Chardonnay you always have a bit of a stamp. You know, you've been making this wine under the Onannon label for years from the Mornington Peninsula. What is it that you sort of look for in the perfect Onannon Chardonnay?
I guess the citrus spectrum flavours, savouriness, so like always looking to pick on the up curve, sort of around that sort of 12 Beaumet mark. So like down on the peninsula, you know, we don't have any problems getting ripe fruit flavours, so always just being conscious of that. You know, never scared if anything gets sort of into those sort of stone fruit tropical flavours, but I personally kind of prefer it more in the citrus grapefruit flavours, which with good sort of vineyard selection, I think we've been able to achieve in 21, and you know, with some sort of more high altitude Red Hill fruit going into this wine.
Yep. So it's from, I think, 2 vineyards in Red Hill.
Correct. Yeah.
One from Flinders. We're standing not far from Flinders here at the moment. We've got Port Phillip Bay in the background over there. The wine looks fantastic, and I think, you know, you're right. It's got those. It's definitely citrus, nectarine. When you say up curve, I think you're talking about sort of getting those flavours when they've still got a little bit of crunch before they go too ripe, but also with the acidity, keeping it nice, that really nice sweep. And there is like a really nice sweep of sort of grapefruity acidity to this wine, which I love. But it's always fresh, but also has a nice dose always of just flavour. Like there's a really nice cuddly yumminess to this wine. I know that's pretty basic, and I know that I also called it Chardonnay at the beginning of this video, but what do you reckon?
I'm really happy with it. 21's a pretty standout vintage on the Mornington Peninsula. I know a lot of winemakers say every vintage is a standout vintage, but 21 is actually, it really ticks a lot of boxes for me. Sort of sour fruit, but with sort of sweet flavours.
Yeah.
So I think that's a combination of getting the right vineyard balance.
Yeah.
A little bit down the hill, a little bit up the hill, and we're playing around. We're really oxidising the juice with our Chardonnay now, leaving it unsulfured pretty much for the whole time in a mix of puncheons and barriques. And I think that sort of helps knock a little bit of the primary out of it. And we're playing around with some more secondary flavours, and we're pretty happy with the coopers that we've now sort of selected, and we kind of have a lot of repeat offenders now that we're using for our Chardonnay.
Okay, so that balance then really essentially between obviously the lovely fresh fruit, you've got gorgeous vineyards here, and on the whole such wonderful Chardonnay and Pinot Noir being grown down here on the Mornington Peninsula, getting those fruit flavours, but also having that sort of mealy, savoury, nutty balance with it as well, without without oak showing it all over the top. It's more just the balance on the palate and on the nose.
Frames the fruit. Yeah.
Yeah.